Hello and welcome to the Casual Hour, a podcast ostensibly about video games, but mostly about waiting on Jeff Keighley. I'm your host, Bobby Pease. Joining me tonight, the entire Casual crew. Clockwise, Chase Kinnicky, how are you tonight?
Good.
Johnny Amzich, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Moving on to what we really care about. Patrick, how you doing tonight?
Great, gentlemen. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. We've got a jam-packed episode tonight. We got a lot to get through. We got games we've been playing, which there's a lot of those, and some news stories outside of the big, exciting events that happened at Gamescom today. So just to outline what we're going to do, we're each going to tell you about some of the games we've been playing. In the news section tonight, we're going to talk about Fortnite and the imposter syndrome that they've got. We're going to talk about People Can Fly, wanting to know numbers. We're going to talk about Halo and some things confirmed about it. And then, of course, we're going to break down Gamescom. So stick around past what we've been playing because we got some big things on the back half of the show tonight. But I'm so pumped to have you all here. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling?
Feeling good. I'm excited for video games. There's some really cool stuff that got announced today.
Video games
Flash.
night.
Yeah.
Chase, you found $20 today.
I did.
You've willed nothing but good things into existence today. How?
Whoa. Chase would not have left his apartment
Get off of his coattails. Get off
if
of
his good friend Johnny had not said, Chase, leave this spaghetti, go get a chicken sandwich from High Point. That $20 would have just blown away and been found by some other enterprising young man.
What kind of chicken sandwich are we talking about here?
Buffalo, the only kind.
What else was on it?
Buffalo chicken, some lettuce, a little spicy mayo, pickles,
All right,
kind of pickles.
Chase,
Mhm.
on your buffalo chicken sandwich,
Yes.
how much lettuce? What's the threshold for lettuce? Because I always feel like
I mean,
once
I
you
don't
go
need-
past like two
I don't need
pieces,
any. They just make it with lettuce, and they use
Okay.
kind of like that shredded iceberg, so it's
Yeah,
just
it
like
adds-
little strips.
yeah, it adds some texture, some crunch to it. I mean, it's already
It's
crunchy.
fine.
It's a chicken
Yeah,
sandwich,
it doesn't bother me now.
but
I don't like cold
there's
lettuce
nothing
on hot
worse.
food.
I don't mind that. That's
Yeah, there's
You're
nothing
not
worse than
gonna
having
eat
too
it,
much
though.
lettuce because it takes
That's
away
called
from
a
the rest of
salad,
the
Johnny.
sandwich.
He's eating a sandwich. My man's eating a sandwich, not a salad. Get it right.
There's a fine balance. That's all I'm saying.
Good. Well, I'm glad that you got
I've
a
thought a lot
buffalo
about
sandwich.
this.
One of my absolute favorite sandwiches, for being honest here.
I also ordered a High Point today.
Oh yeah.
Was that your
Yeah,
$20 that he found?
Yeah, probably. But yeah, no, my friend came in from out of town, and she had never seen The Fifth Element. So I was like, all right.
So you go to High Point.
I was like, we're gonna watch The Fifth Element, and we're gonna order some goddamn High Point, right?
What'd you do?
I just got a double burger with the works. It was all sloppy
that.
when it got here,
Oh,
and I was like, damn right.
That's
that's
awesome.
the only way for it to be.
Exactly. I like to work for my sustenance. You know what I mean?
Look,
Put it all
there's
together, yeah, it was
no
beautiful.
refined way to eat a burger,
Not at all.
and if there is, you're doing it all wrong.
Especially from High Point. Shout out to
Yeah.
High Point, by the way.
Shout out to High Point. Local
It's
flavor
St.
and
Louis.
favorite.
Mm.
All right. As much as I would want to have a podcast dedicated to chicken sandwiches, which, listen,
This
we,
is-
Someday. Maybe that's a deep dive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the chicken and burger round.
deep dive chicken sandwiches, sign me the
Dude.
fuck up. Beyond chicken sandwiches, we like to play video games. This is a What You've Been Playing episode. We're going to tell you about those games we've been playing. And to kick us off with that, Chase, what you been playing, my man?
Beat Monster Hunter Stories 2.
You beat it.
Aye.
Beat it.
How'd that go? How many hours?
I haven't checked, but it's well over.
You said 60 plus to me.
Yeah, it's well
Man.
over 70 at this point. It's probably closer to 80. And that was the main story. And I also just stopped along the way to do a bunch of side stuff and play that game and hunt for monsters while I was listening to podcasts and things like that. So it's certainly an inflated time, but got through the full story. I liked a lot of what it was doing, and then the post game opens up, and there's a lot of good post game stuff. A lot of new monsters that you can only get in the post game. A whole new area you can only play in the post game. All the creatures, all the monsters that you find have plus versions, and they drop plus versions of their materials, so you can go back and start using.
This sounds very familiar to
me.
me.
The Rathian blade, but now the Rathian blade doesn't suck anymore because it's the plus version, and so it's
that's
got
really cool.
high enough damage.
That master rank, as they say.
So good stuff there. Lots of other cool things. They keep adding things into that game. There's 2 new monsters that just showed up that you can only do in like some co-op multiplayer stuff I haven't done quite yet, but just like some missions. Yeah, Bobby. Once you finish the game,
Johnny has wear from me.
It's the second best Monster Hunter game that came out this year. It's very exciting.
That's absolutely untrue.
Subjectively true.
Do you feel like finishing the game now? Like I think that you liked it better than the first one. Is that still true?
I think so. Yeah. The first one's fun. I like the first one a lot, but something about having this on a TV, being able to some of those mechanics are slightly more refined. There's a bigger roster of monsters. It just makes more sense. Like this is the better game. And there's some really, really good monsters that you can only get in post game.
That's cool.
I got one now that I'm very excited.
That's very cool.
Anyway, so yeah, that game's great. Love it. I'm gonna keep playing it. I just need to take a small break so I can play some other stuff, because some other big stuff came out in the last handful of days.
Yeah.
But I'll get back to it and play more post-game stuff for sure, because that game rules.
Nice.
I also played some Boyfriend Dungeon, but Bobby, I'll probably let you handle that, because I know you've been playing way more of that than I have. I like it though. I think that's a fun thing. It's it's no Hades, certainly, when you're going through it, but the mechanics of it are enough like Hades that you're like, okay, this is fine. And I like all of the stuff they have. The dating sim, which isn't even really much of a dating sim, but the elements of that are in there are fun. And now, I realize why everybody hates Eric. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, we can chat through it really quick if you want to. I mean, I don't mind.
Sure. Yeah. Because did you finish it?
Yeah, I beat the game.
Okay.
So this was a couple firsts for me. I beat this game. This is my first dating sim that I've played, and I played this like 85% on my phone via Game Pass in the cloud, and that was really cool. Like to be able to play this, not only like complete a Game Pass game this year, but to really flex on that new service they have, and that was really cool to see. I like this game a whole lot. I think that it's got some really great writing in it. The story for me got a little weird near the end, and I think it starts to wrap things up pretty quick, and so I panicked a little bit. I'm like, okay, I don't have the relationships I need. Let me finish this up, maximize what I needed to, and I feel like I got most of all the weapons I had, but most of them got to a point where I felt like I could get through most of the dungeon, as they call it, with them. And it doesn't.
You tried to kind of play that game mostly monogamously, if that's.
Yeah, I started off that way because I mean, like I was thinking. We talked about this in the quick look, which you can go back and watch on our YouTube channel right now. I thought about it a lot, like in the same sense of like a persona. And how I approached like that relationship. Like you want to maximize like people around you, but you would have your absolute like your core relationship in that game.
Your best girl.
And so I was focused or best boy, depending on how you
more often best boy. I mean, it is called Boyfriend Dungeon.
Yeah.
There are some ladies.
There are some ladies. But no, I switched that up playing through it, and I started to have different relationships and different outings, and that was really cool. I liked the dungeon run on like getting materials and crafting the zines and things like that. There's a fun. It's not overly complicated. None of the systems I think are overly complicated, and it goes deep enough it's fun and it's something to change it up. It's really good, and they do some really cool things around how they represent certain relationships. And I know that they came under fire a little bit for certain things, but they are fixing that. And recently they've been putting out a bunch of merch too. So that game is
yeah, and I don't know if it's so much fixing as it is just clarifying. because I don't think there's really.
I don't think it needs to be fixed, but I agree.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the game. I think it's more of
wasn't it stuff around consent?
Not that.
It's more about not trigger warnings exactly, but like content warnings and just letting people know, hey, there's some stuff in this game that might bring up some stuff for you if you've got that in your life. And some people didn't feel like the content warnings that were in that game to begin with were strong enough. And then, of course, you have a backlash of people going, well, there shouldn't be any content warnings at all. Fuck them, right? Right. And you're like, well, that's also not really a great position to have either. It doesn't bother you to just like click through one thing. I will say it gives you the option to turn off text from your mom, which are nothing but encouraging, but they are also plentiful, and it gets, it was a bit of a trigger for me, of a person who's got a mom who likes to text a lot of stuff all the time and just big novels. It's like, oh my god, I get enough of these texts already. I do not need the game doing this.
You don't need your video game mom
probably
texting you all the time.
I'm probably gonna turn that off real soon, because it is like a GTA 4 amount of hey, what's going on? Exactly. It's like everybody wants to go fucking bowling, and like, Jesus Christ, guys, you need to calm down. I'm just trying to like go.
Let's go drinking.
Yeah, I just want to fight some monsters, fight some cell phones, and you guys are all up in my business, and I don't need it.
Did someone ask you to go see Cat Williams too?
No, unfortunately not. There is a theater there that I haven't been able to afford because I don't have much money.
Bobby, question for you. Regarding, now that you've got one dating sim locked down, how soon will you be beginning Doki Doki Literature Club?
I might be new, but I ain't brand new, and I know enough about that game to know that I don't want anything to do with that.
You got one of those limited physical runs, right?
It's limited, all right.
A couple things. This is not really a dating sim.
No.
Like it has those elements, but it is not a Tokimeki Memorial. It's not a Hatoful Boyfriend. It's not those kinds of games. It just has those elements and that kind of theming around it. And also, you should play a real one of those before you get into
Patric should play this game.
Sure.
This game, sure, yeah. Boyfriend
Game Pass,
dating, absolutely.
There's no reason not to.
Lots of people should play it. It's a great
Game Pass now.
I have it downloaded. On
I will
PC
soon. I will have Game Pass soon, but more on that later.
Yeah. But no, it's definitely worth checking out. I enjoyed my time with it quite a bit. I would say one of the bigger surprises for me this year.
And one last thing I'd say is Bobby was kind of trying to play it monogamously at the beginning, but there is no persona, hey, you've only got so many days to make these relationships work. You really can just grind out the relationships with everybody, and you're encouraged to do that. So you even get to craft gifts that you can only use once. But if somebody doesn't like the gift, they just hand it back to you, and then you can use it on somebody else. So
that's nice.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, it's just trial and error. You're not wasting time on any of this stuff. And it's not like, oh, I dated this boy, I can't go and date that boy. You can date all the boys. And
how about we implement that in real life? All right. Like,
yes,
if you don't like a gift, just give it back. Right. That's
yeah. I mean,
seriously.
Let me eat the receipt. Right?
Yes.
Like the gift.
Exactly. Thank you, Chase. Just don't get any mud pie on it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't want that. No. Anyway, so Boyfriend Dungeon, pretty good. I'll keep playing that. Hey, this game called Destiny 2 came out a little while ago.
Oh yeah,
actually, like a really long time ago.
Yep.
But it's got a new season. I'm not going to talk about it much. Patrick, I see you also have it on your list. And I know all of us have put at least a tiny bit of time into it. It's the new season of the Lost.
Yep.
And seems fine.
It's Destiny.
It is. It is more Destiny. I like the new weapon designs. They all look very cool. I don't love the new perks all that much. I don't think they're as useful as some perks that we've gotten in the past. They brought back the number one thing that I've wanted, which are the Trials of the Nine weapons, the kind of white, black, and blue weapons that were in the original Trials of the Nine, or it became Trials of Osiris again. Those weapons rule, but they are bugged and they are not dropping in the place where they're supposed to be dropping.
No.
So I can't get them yet, and that's a bummer.
We all hopped on and played last night. That was a really good time.
It's true.
It was.
Because the big news, they said crossplay's not going to be there at the beginning of the season. Crossplay's not going to be there at the beginning of the season. And they said, yeah, fuck it, crossplay's there at the beginning of the season. So that's great. It works really well. I got to play back with the old clan mates who are PC only at this point, and we ran through some stuff together. It's Destiny, and I like that, so I'll keep going.
Patrick, you are coming into this bright-eyed big time. Like, how are you feeling? Like, you've really been taken by Destiny.
Yeah, I've been taken by Destiny because it's a very easy game to play. I don't have to think very hard. I just like the game feels so good to play. And it's an easy game to play. It's not complicated. You just shoot stuff. That's really it. Like, there might be more to it when it comes to the raids. I haven't done the raids yet, so I don't know. But from where I'm at,
you get out as much as you put in. So like, if you want to have a very casual experience, it's a totally easy game to have a casual experience with. If you want to go in and make a crazy build, that game allows for that. There's all sorts of stuff in there.
And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, that's never gonna happen with me. I'm just coming in. I'm just coming in playing some gambits, playing some strikes with the homies, and that's really about it. So it's my favorite game to stream because, like I said, I don't have to think very hard and I can focus on being entertaining.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shoot shit while you shoot the shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. Yeah, Destiny is very much my shit.
Yeah. And I know that.
And it's Preston. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
Were you gonna say what I was gonna say?
No, go for it.
Okay. As Preston says in the chat here, one of the other most awesomest changes they could have done is they made primary ammo infinite now. So you'll never run out of ammo as long as you've got one weapon that just uses primary ammo.
That is a very
that's a big
good change.
Also, Chase, thank you very much for explaining to me what the hell the energy weapons were for last night. Because I've been playing Destiny for about 2 years. I didn't know. I'm just switching weapons for the hell of it. I'm like, this seems fun to shoot.
It used to be that way though. Like that was what Destiny 1 was. You had your kinetic weapons that did one thing. You had your energy weapons that were energy, but they also were special weapons. And now when Destiny 2 came out, they changed it. They had like a double primary system at the beginning. So now you could have hand cannons that are now energy weapons where they weren't energy before. It got complicated, and then they kind of did away with that, but now it's really freeform on what everything can be. And it just, those terms make it a little more complex for people who aren't paying super close attention all the time.
Like your boy.
I am happy to report that we are going to be streaming Destiny 2 Friday night. We're going to do a little Let's Play with the Casual Hour. I think Patrick's going to be out of town that night, but me, Johnny, and Chase are going to hang out and run around.
We're going to do trials, right?
Trials
of Osiris.
We're going to hang out with our man Osiris.
Totally.
We're going to check
Although, that's another big change. Trials of Osiris now has matchmaking and a solo queue, so I can go in alone. Don't need Bobby there. I can grind out some of those.
Who else would you want to jump off the map with to get weapons?
That's, you make a good point.
I know. But yeah, I'm excited to get back into it. I like the changes. It was really cool to be able to play on PC with everybody last night.
Yes, that was nice.
That was really, really cool. So I'm happy to be able to do that. And I'm happy to never touch Trials along with Preston here ever again.
Me either.
And then the last thing I've got, and Johnny, I'm probably going to let you talk more about this because you've played it too, was the Tales of Arise demo that came out. I played it on PS5. Is it out on other things? Did you play a PC?
I played it on PS5. I believe that's the only place the demo exists.
Got it. Okay.
At this moment. But it is coming to PC.
Johnny, I think you're higher on it than I am, so why don't you kind of...
Yeah. So the only other Tales game that I have ever played was Tales of Symphonia on the GameCube. And I like that game a whole lot. I don't remember a ton about it because it was in like 2001 or 2. But this is very different from that game. Obviously, coming 20 years later or whatever. But yeah, I just got this on a whim as I saw like Wario 64. Somebody tweeted out the Tales of Arise demo was up on PS5. Like, hey, I like that one game a long time ago. Let's give this a shot. And it kind of surprised me by how much I enjoyed myself while I was playing it. So it is a JRPG.
Hell yeah.
It's an anime-ass JRPG.
Hell yeah.
With anime-ass characters.
Hell yeah.
Anime-ass. It looks incredible.
Yes, it looks absolutely stunning. Like the art style is just like
particle effects, like the amount of stuff that is just happening on screen.
Yeah,
is really really cool.
Yeah, and you get to choose one of 6 party members. It's like a little bit further in the game because you're all like mid 20s level wise. A good amount of abilities unlocked, and the thing that really kind of drew me in, aside from the initial like, oh wow, this is really pretty, is the combat. I thought the combat was pretty fucking sweet. Like it's frenetic. There's a lot happening.
Can you compare it to something?
I would say like it got kind of all-out attack vibes a couple times, like from Persona.
Hell yeah.
Like not quite that stylized, but like you can have your teammates, like you're controlling one person during combat, but there's a timer, like a cooldown going for other people in your current party, and also any other characters that aren't in your party currently, you can bring them in to do their own special attack. So you had 7 other people, or 8 other characters basically, that could come in and do other moves on enemies, and then occasionally you would partner up with someone else in your team to do a move together, and you have 3 attacks on the face buttons, and if you jump, you have 3 other attacks that you do in midair. And I chose a spellcaster because I just love magic in games, and it's like I came away from it feeling like I would probably end up buying this game.
Oh wow, that's strong of an
Do you
impression.
only play as her?
No, I played with the dude with the metal over his face.
The main guy.
Yeah, the main dude. He uses a sword, and but all the skills and things that the people have were interesting to me. I thought the story, like I liked the banter between all the different characters. I thought it was interesting how they did it. It worked like you had a camp that you could go to, and then you could converse at the camp, kind of like how you would, like I think in Final Fantasy 15 they had something similar, like you could chat back at camp, or like building like in Fire Emblem between combat you'd have chats that you'd have with people off to the side. But
15 is actually a pretty good comparison because you can also cook, and you can decide which person cooks, and
you get a buff.
Those cooking bonuses give you a buff like they did in Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, and it's all told through like a digital comic, or I don't know if vignette is the right word, but it's not a traditional cutscene, and I like that too. It was different stylistically. I enjoyed it. Like, really, I liked everything that I experienced with this demo. It was real short. It's about an hour. But you go to a town, and then town's like, oh, you can't come in because there's a monster on the loose, and then you go kill the monster, and that's the end of the demo. So I came away feeling really positive about it. I don't know if I have the bandwidth to fit a JRPG. I've looked.
Tell you right
these
now,
games
you
are.
don't.
I don't. On average, they're on the shorter side for JRPGs. They're about 30 to 40 hours typically.
Easy for
How's
you.
Xenoblade coming? You finished that game yet?
No, I didn't.
Oh, weird.
I'll tell y'all right now. I'm looking at the Steam page for this game, and this sounds like the most Japanese RPG shit. Listen, I'm gonna read the copy here.
All right.
300 years of tyranny.
Yep.
A mysterious mask. Lost pain and memories.
Yes.
Wield the blazing sword and join a mysterious, untouchable girl to fight your oppressors. And then this fucking video. So the untouchable girl, she has like some fire emanating from her chest, and then the guy reaches into the fire and pulls out a fucking flaming sword. I'm buying the shit out of this game.
Would
Like,
you
I
like
will-
to hear a bit of a counter argument.
Okay.
Let's go.
I did not find this to be that fun at all.
Oh no.
I played the untouchable girl, who also has a rifle, by the way, and also is your healer. The girl who just murders people also is your healer somehow. And I didn't mind her so much, but I found the combat on the whole not to feel that good. I have played a Tales game before, not very much of it because I didn't like it back then either. I played Tales of Berseria, I believe, which is the one on the PS4.
Most recent one next to
Yes,
this.
the previous one for this. The thing I don't like about it, it kind of reminds me of a KOTOR style fighting system, which I love KOTOR. You think this would be great. Where it's just a little bit stilted. You'll put in a command and then somebody's got to do the command. It also feels a little like an MMO where you kind of have basic things that you can do, and then you also have these attacks that go on more of a cooldown, or have
you
like
have
an energy
action points that you're spending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, you're in like a big. Yeah, I mean, you could play Genshin Impact if you wanted. Anyway, I just found it to be a little all over the place. Maybe it would be better if I was starting with these characters and got a little bit more tutorialization on how they work, why I would want to use one attack over the other. But it just felt like I was spamming all the attacks. They were all doing big, crazy looking things, but I couldn't tell if anything was ever effective at one time. Also, playing the healer, the healing system in the game, I think, is terrible. Where you have a limited amount of heals that you can do over the core, but it's a permanent thing until you have to recover that. It's not like an MP, because that works different than the way the magic system works. It just felt like I'm done. I need a bunch of consumables to be able to get my. It's not just using consumables to heal you, it's using consumables to get your health juice up so then you can heal people. And I found that to be a little clunky.
Yuck.
I hate the cutscene vignette stuff. It feels like a way for them to get away from doing the actual animation of animating a cutscene. There is some voice acting, but there's a lot of just lines that don't get voice acted, and then a lot of stuff that they use the comic book panel kind of stuff to glaze over the fact that they're not really gonna do the work to make the voice acting work or make the animations work, and that's a real bummer to me. Yeah, it looked kind of cool sometimes, but more often than not, it's just a conversation that's box here, triangle here, another box comes up here, a box comes here, a box comes there. It's like, okay, can we please be done with this?
Johnny, what Chase is trying to say is that your game sucks.
Damn.
Basically.
It is gorgeous. It looks great. It's just madness. It is just madness, though, when you're playing.
And that is what made me real excited about it, because I was like, there's shit popping off everywhere.
Yeah, but I don't know what any of that shit means. Like, the coolness of shit popping off around me is that I can go, oh, that we did this, and then it comboed into that, and it did that. You know,
there are all sorts of words and numbers popping up on the screen.
Absolutely.
You're doing big damage.
The Guardians of the Galaxy game that's coming up, that they keep showing. It actually works a lot like the way they've been showing that, where you have the D-pad, like Johnny mentioned, where you can call in other characters to do these special moves. And it's like, okay, I brought somebody in, like they're at a support in Marvel vs. Capcom or something, but I don't know what they're actually doing or if that's actually effective to anything. Maybe the problem is they just drop you in with a bunch of stuff and don't tell you any about that.
They don't really tutorialize any of that. It's just like, here you go.
So,
I just had a real bad time.
Well, maybe I will check it out.
That makes me sad.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to like it. I thought that initial trailer was fire, and then all like walking around in this looks
fire
great.
To dumpster fire. The Chase Kennedy story.
I don't know if I'd call it a dumpster fire. It just didn't click. It didn't click at all. But neither did Tales of Berseria. So if you like old Tales games, if you like other Tales games, maybe you'll get into that.
I walked away hyped as hell about it. I was like, this.
I'm glad somebody did.
Immediately.
I'm also glad that it's a game I don't have to play because I've got so much other stuff that I need and want to play.
Well,
And I
can tell you about some games you should play.
Please do.
I feel really strongly that we should all play Back 4 Blood when we get an opportunity to.
I've played Left 4 Dead.
I played that game already.
I played that game twice.
Look, I get it, right? It's low-hanging fruit. It's Left 4 Dead. It's what Left 4 Dead should have been. I was hesitant. I played the beta. So I was already going to check it out because of Game Pass. But the beta that came out, or they did two. I think they had like a closed beta and then they did an open beta period for it.
Okay. I'll play it then.
Yeah,
I don't have to pay for it.
It's on Game Pass. Stay engaged. Like, listen to you. Go play, you know. Anyway.
Tales of Arise? That game's pretty tight.
So, I think that I missed out on... Like, I liked Left 4 Dead a whole lot, but I never could really land a group of people to get through that game with. And this one already does some cool stuff with matchmaking that works really well. And that's not how I want to play this game. I'd like to play it with people that I actually know. But I talked to Chase about this offline. This might be like one of the better looking PC games I've played. This game looks insane. And they are doing some really impressive stuff visually with it. It feels really good. I think the weapons had some interesting things going on with it. So they used a colored loot system. So there's like not really. I guess it's closer to Apex Legends in the sense that you can get the same. Like you can get a stock that would just be like gray, but you can go all the way up to a yellow one based off of its rarity. And they have that stuff here for the guns that you run with. They also use a card system that I think is pretty cool, where you have abilities that can go into it. One of those abilities might be like a 20% increase on reload. And if you play that, your squad gets it. And so you can build out these loadouts through cards that you can apply based off how you're doing it. I think that the shooting felt really good. I think that the traversal felt really good. The animations felt really good. There's a lot of good things happening with the Back 4 Blood demo or beta that I checked out. And I believe that game is coming out in October, so they're still putting some polish on it. There might be another weekend that they do some stuff with it. It's a
October
Game
12th.
Yeah, it's cool. I was kind of I don't want to say like dismissive of it because again I was going to check it out with Game Pass, but I thought it would just be what you all said. Oh, here's Left 4 Dead 3, and it's that, but I think it's also Left 4 Dead in 2021, 2022, which feels really good.
It's Left 4 Dead, but we've played a battle royale game before. Like right. Which for some people might totally be up their alley, and for me it's like I'm probably good. I mean I love Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 when those games came out. I played the shit out of them, and there is something about zombies these days. There's something about the colored loot systems and battle royale mechanics. I just don't need. Like we're going to talk about Call of Duty Vanguard that came up in Gamescom later. Yeah. And I had the same thing there. It's like that game looks incredible, but it is bombed out buildings. It is Nazis. It is M1 Garands.
It's
and
World
I'm like,
War II.
I've done this. I've done this.
That's just boring.
You made it the prettiest possible, and I get that, and it's an incredible achievement. But I just don't need this anymore. And that's kind of how I'm feeling about Back 4 Blood, and that makes me sad because there was a previous Chase out there who was like, "Where is my Left 4 Dead 3? God damn it! I need my Left 4 Dead 3," and we never got it. And now it's like, hey, you're getting it.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Look, okay. I think Game Pass is going to be the perfect home for it. I really do.
Sure, absolutely.
But yeah, more to come on that as we progress towards October. I want to tell you about a little game that I have really enjoyed called WordWeb. And this is on Apple Arcade, so you can play it on iPhone, iPad, and you can play it on Mac as well. And I think Apple TV even. I hate crossword puzzles. I'm just not a fan. And I conceptually like Scrabble quite a bit, but again, I'm not very good at it to the point where I don't want to partake in it. WordWeb.
Boggle. Is Boggle your game?
Boggle's all right. Yeah.
Boggle's my game.
Peggy Hill.
Right. Yeah.
Peggy.
I would take Peggy ass.
WordWeb is a predefined crossword well, it's not predefined. It's a crossword puzzle-esque game where you are given words that you can just place in their entirety on a board, and then you're just lining them up almost like puzzle pieces. There's hot points on the board that if you crossed over them, you'll get more words in. It does some cool things with themes and variations on how the game is played. So one of my favorite ones that I've recently checked out was something called an island variation, where you've got 2 to 3 small words spread out on the board, and you can build off these smaller little clusters that go with it. It's got some awesome daily challenges. It's got a very good style. It's a wonderful mobile game. It works so well there. It is, again, behind the Apple Arcade service, which $5 a month, and I think if you buy a new Apple product, you get 3 or 6 months free of that. But I really like this one. I've done a couple puzzles a day since it's came out. We've even recorded a quick look for it that we'll post probably in the next week or so. We've got a little bit of a backlog of quick looks right now, but that one is on the burner, ready to go. So I think a lot of it, I know that Johnny, late to the party, has always sent me and Chase like, oh my god, you gotta check this game out, like after we'd recorded the quick look.
That is not the tone that I conveyed when I said that.
Hey, it was in text.
It was in text.
We can't know.
I was like, hey, have you guys seen this game?
We have seen it more than you. Anyway,
Yeah.
So
I bet you.
So I'll tell you, I played this after the quick look. I enjoyed what I saw in the quick look. I picked it up because I still have Apple Arcade for some dumb reason. Well, the dumb reason is because I can't get around and finish Fantasia. That's the real problem.
How they get you.
Yeah. So I played a little bit of this, and I like it. It is much more Scrabble than it is anything else. It's Scrabble, except you don't have to spell anything, which is good. Like that is nice to not have to worry. The words are all pre-made for you, and it's just you placing them in the most strategic positions possible to get those bonus words that then go into your hand, your deck, more or less. And that's a cool idea. It is. They have some fun themes. Bobby kind of was talking a bit around that. Like they have a theme that is foreign, so it just picks a random foreign language and it just gives you words in that foreign language now. But it doesn't matter. You don't have to speak another language because you just need to make sure you line up the letters. They wouldn't even have to do this with letters. You can use alchemy symbols. You could use flags. You could use whatever the hell you wanted for these tiles, and the game would still work the way it works. And that's really cool. But it makes you feel like you're playing a word game when you're kind of not, and that's okay. That's a cool thing too.
This looks fun.
Yeah, it's really
cool.
It's
pretty good. My one qualm. Actually, I have 2 qualms. One qualm is that on a phone, everything they want you to do is at the bottom of the screen. Like that's how you swipe up your words, and it always catches my iPhone's thing of just like, oh, scrolling off the game. And that is not what I want. Or it has stuff at the top too, where it's like, oh, I need to drag this word up here at the top of the screen, and then I end up like pulling down the notifications, or getting that little half thing where it's like, oh, my finger can't reach, so I need you to bring the screen down for me. I'm sure there's a patented word that Apple's come up with for that, but so that part kind of just sucks from a usability standpoint. I feel like I'm fighting the game's controls a lot during a play. And then also they have a daily mode, which I think is cool. It's a great daily mode.
Oh hell
You're
yeah!
in a bunch of words. The way they score it is the amount of words that you can fit into one board, and you get to a point where you've used a bunch of your big words, so now you can use a bunch of smaller words off of that. And now you're at the end. They gray out all the words that you have that you can't use, which is a great feature. I'm glad I'm not just searching the board on trying to see where can I place this word and it won't fit. So it's only showing you words that can fit. But that leads you to hunting and pecking and going, oh God, where does this word go? Like I know there's a way because the game tells me there is. Where does this 5-letter word go? And now I'm just scrolling around the screen going, no, and I'm just checking every letter in. This in, no, that in, no. And I end up spending about 20 minutes to get the last 5 words on the screen. And that I think kind of sucks. I think at that point they should just have some kind of feature in there that goes, hey, you're at your last 4 words. We're just gonna automatically do them for you because this is the part of the game that takes up so much time.
Yeah.
That'd be really nice. And also, they put you on a leaderboard, but because it's a daily, they go away. Like, it all goes away and it all gets wiped away, and you only get the 24 hours, and it stops at midnight, so you just... I think this is probably a problem in other daily games. I just haven't played many daily challenge games, but it just gets to a point of like, well, I finished it already, Bobby hasn't played it yet, so I don't know his score. I can't compare it to anything. I can compare it on the global leaderboard, but that doesn't mean anything because I'm, you know, a thousandth out of 10 million players or whatever. I'm sure it doesn't have that many players, but it just gets to the point of like, why did I do this? If, you know, either I beat Bobby or I don't beat Bobby, because he and I are the only ones who were playing that on a somewhat daily basis. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Horde Web's cool. You should check it out.
It is cool. You
Apple
should check it
Arcade.
out. And it also has some other cool modes in there too. Like Bobby mentioned the islands mode. There's also a precision mode where you kind of have to line up your words in a very specific way to get them to be precisely into this goal line square. And that's cool. It's got a lot of cool things to it, and I wish it was just like a tiny hair better, because then it would be perfect.
So my question, for games on Apple Arcade, is there an option to buy them outright so you can have them?
No, there is not.
I'll get the fuck
And
out
that
of here.
sucks. Yes,
Yeah,
you're
no,
right, Patrick. It does suck.
Get the fuck out of
Well,
here.
speaking
If
of
only there was
things
some sort
that
of
suck,
store for apps that you could buy.
Sorry, I didn't mean.
Let's move forward here. And
I feel like I'm stuck in a loop right now.
You know what, guys? We're running a little low on time. I think we need to put a limit in here. I'm going to give you guys 12 minutes to talk about this next game. How's that sound?
on the nose.
So,
oh shit, the police are here. Oh, they're breaking down my door. Oh my god, my wife killed her father? Shit.
So we recorded a quick look for this. You can go and check it out.
Police are not here. Everybody can calm down.
Johnny and I covered this a couple days after it came out. It was still pretty fresh. We did do some slight spoilers on it. I do not want to spoil this game tonight. There'll be a time in the year where I can do that a little bit more.
I think the quick look was that spoilery. I did go back and watch it.
Okay.
I think you guys gave some basics and like, hey, here's one way it could go.
It is almost impossible to talk critically about this game without spoiling things about it. And those are the things that make me the most upset, and I can't talk about them to people who haven't played the game.
So, I mean,
okay, can you tell me? I have one big question.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can tell me without telling me. So you let me know what you can say.
Okay.
Watching that quick look, you guys ended it, and Bobby's like, "Oh yeah, so Johnny, what do you think?" And you was like, "I think this game's pretty cool." And from what I watched, I went, "Yeah, I think this game's pretty cool."
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
But then I chatted with you after that quick look.
For the last 3 days, Chase, I've been complaining to you on GChat.
Yeah, and now you're like, this game is bad, or this game is a thing, and you can't really tell me why it's a thing or why it's bad. What can you tell me?
I got it.
Why did this game turn so bad for you?
Chase.
Bobby, break it down.
Bobby.
So this game has an incredible tip of the hat back to the adventure game genre. It does that so well. The time loop mechanic combined with that adventure game and the mystery of like, you've got this tiny ass apartment with this really cool top-down view where certain things might be out of view and it requires you to like have to go back, and it doesn't make the time loop suck. It makes it one of those things like, I gotta get okay, all right, let me just go figure out how to end this really quick and get back in there and do it.
You're min-maxing.
And it seems like there are a ton of variations too. Like one of the things you guys mentioned in the quick look was like a really tiny slice. You needed to drug your wife for whatever reason. And well, it's one of the things
many times.
Anyway, but Bobby had a concern that I need to make sure bathroom, or maybe Johnny said this. I need to put the drugs in the mug and then put the water with the drugs in the mug in the bathroom where my wife can't see because I did it at the kitchen counter one time and she's like, oh, hey, what are you doing? Are you having trouble sleeping?
Yep.
Why are you putting those pills in that mug? And then she's not going to drink from the mug.
Correct.
So it does seem like there is a ton of variation on when you do an order of operations, how you do it. It's also like on a 12-minute time loop. So something that you do in the very first minute might be very different if you tried that very same thing on minute 7.
I
It's
can
one of those
confirm
things where
after lots of trial and error, yes,
so
that is true.
Chase, you mentioned it earlier, and like to wrap up what I was saying with this,
Yeah.
mechanics are fantastic, and the loop is very engaging, and the mystery element of this is so compelling. The idea
Until it isn't.
allow me. And so when you get to a point where you've laid it out, this woman that you're married to has supposedly killed her father, there's a cop coming to your house to address this. And there's a secret that the woman that you're married to is keeping from you that could be that level of magnitude. Like that from a story standpoint, mixed with those things, is really fucking cool. But it's when they fucking show you the monster, right? When they show you the monster, that's when things go off the rail.
Is that a metaphor or is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean,
just making sure. I just wanted to make sure at this point.
So like, I think that the game does everything about being a video game is really good. I think the story, it is Mario Golf levels of absurd on the back half of it.
No, Mario Golf tells a better story than that.
What does that even mean?
You know how bad and dumb the Mario Golf solo story
I
is.
do, but I don't know how that applies to 12 minutes.
It is somebody who,
This is freshman year creative writing.
edgelord shit.
Like,
Okay.
or you just smoked a whole joint with your friends.
Okay, so I don't know.
Now we're
I
talking.
don't know what's going on. So I'm clean. So I guess all I'm looking for is like a nod or a wink as I like throw something out there. Would it be fair? So Bobby, you said the story is kind of about your wife who killed her father and
Accused
now
of killing your father.
accused of killing her father, and a cop comes. Would it be fair to say that your wife killed her father, and now a cop is coming to arrest her? Is that what it is? Is it like
Nothing is
nothing
what it
is
seems.
what it seems?
Nothing is what it seems, but everything is what it seems.
Jinx, you
course.
motherfucker.
So yeah, it's Johnny. I mean, hop in here, man, if you want to. Like, I think the game.
I hate this game. This game's a piece of shit, and they took a perfectly good thing and they threw it away.
Wow, it's
For
the
some-
second time Daisy Ridley did that.
Ugh.
Burn.
Ooh.
Shit.
Thanks.
That was
Let me
weird.
just hang on a second. I gotta
Just
get.
as
No,
this
it was not. It probably was not
Hang on.
Daisy Ridley.
I'm gonna
Daisy
get
Ridley-
let me get my dagger out here and see where Chase is at on this, so I can line it up to make sure. Oh, there he is. He's right over here. Okay.
Yeah. I love Daisy Ridley. I like Ray. I don't like what they did to Ray.
Ray
Or
who?
Daisy Ridley. Ray Skywalker.
This is just I'm bitter about it because I was way into it for the first part of the game, and then I got to the end and it went where I thought it was going, and it just made me more upset. And it's
We mentioned Doki Doki Literature Club earlier. Is it like that much of a turn?
It's not.
You're like,
far
no,
off.
hey, this game's this thing, and then they're like, no, this game's this.
no, because it starts out really dark. Like it's there's violence against women. Like the
And you have the
first-
option to do whatever you want, right? Like you could, not that you'd want to.
You can
but
stab
you
your wife
could
to
just
death. if you
murder your
want.
wife immediately.
You can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
do that.
This cop, like the way that the first loop starts, or the second loop, I guess, is the cop strangles you to death. He's there looking for this pocket watch.
Am I ever gonna play this game?
Here's
No,
the thing. This
you
game is
shouldn't.
on Game Pass. There's some cool mechanics at play. I think you should at least go through a few loops. I don't think that you need to go down the rabbit hole with this game.
Play it. It's like
Alright.
you know what? Give it the old Death Stranding treatment. Play it for like the first third, have a
Enjoy
good
the hell
time.
out of it from beginning to end,
and then
but know
never
that it's flawed.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. let's wrap up 12
Watch
minutes.
a 9-minute trailer
Oh, man,
about
I'm
the
so
smallest of
Patric.
updates they're putting out for it.
I know you've been playing some Destiny, my friend.
Yeah.
What else have you been playing?
Look, I've been playing Mario Golf.
Oh boy.
So here's the
Bobby
thing.
loves that game.
So all right, so here's the thing. I know y'all been shitting on the campaign of Mario Golf. I haven't touched the campaign. I don't care about the campaign. Let me tell you how I got introduced to this game. It was weed and Wingstop. I was at my boy's house. We were just sitting there playing. We were playing something. I don't know what we were playing. But then he was like, let's play Mario Golf. I was like, Mario has a golf game? He was like, yeah, it's tight. I was like, all right, whatever. I'm full of all kinds of things. Sure, I'll play Mario Golf. I don't care what's going on.
Mario's had like 6 golf games.
I know, but I don't really play Nintendo games, to be honest with you, right? Like, I really don't. Besides Zelda.
Yeah, he hates the Switch.
It's a thing around here, Patrick. You're fine.
Listen, I get it. I
The
get
people
it.
on this podcast hate the Switch.
Not gonna lie to y'all, I
hates
haven't
these
touched my Switch in a
Switches.
while either. But anyway, so me and my boy were chilling. He put in Mario Golf. I got addicted to it. Like, I was on it so heavy. Shout out to my girl Daisy. We out here.
How are you playing it? Are you playing the speed golf version or like what?
No,
what
stroke
kinda-
play. Yeah, no,
Okay.
stroke play.
Good.
Special shots off. None of that crap. We're just it's just
Just
hanging
golf.
out. Like, yeah, just golfing, and it was
Nice.
so much fun. Like,
Yes.
I know I text you guys this, but I'm gonna let it be known right here on the Casual Hour Live on Twitch. That's my game of the year so far. Period.
Damn.
I am having a blast with Mario Golf. I played it all night with my boy Tegan. Went to GameStop the next day, bought it for myself, and then played it. Sunday, I played it online all day. And then just the other night, I hung out with my friend Allison. We played it all night. She had a blast. I was like, you know what? This is it. Mario Golf is bringing my people together. All right.
We'll do another
Mechanically, I think that game is near perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
that-
yeah,
that
exactly.
game, from a mechanical perspective, if you are just playing exhibition stroke play, whatever, totally fine. I think the speed golf is fine. It wears thin, but the regular ass golf, awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I would probably never touch any other mode except regular ass golf, to be honest with you. That's
and
it.
That's probably
Yeah,
smart. Like
that's
that
it.
campaign, it starts so promisingly, and it just takes a weird ass turn that it doesn't need to. And
Maybe one day I'll hop into the other stuff, but not really. I don't know. I doubt it. But anyway.
And there's
But
no good reason to. Like, unless you have made your Mii character and you want to get equipment for them, there's no real reason to. Like, if you're playing with Daisy, just keep playing with Daisy and get those different Daisy clubs. Have you got any other Daisy clubs?
I got the pro,
sets?
the whatever it's called, the pro
Good.
club or the super club. I don't know what it's called, but yeah. I got
There's
that one.
Like another set too.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna keep playing with Daisy. Gonna keep playing with my friends. That's game of the year for me. Period.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I
Probably
love
the
it.
only one who's played the new course too. We haven't.
New Donk City. Let me tell you about New Donk City.
Hell
Shit,
yes.
I forgot about that.
New Donk City is the shit. It is so much fun. It is so good.
Maybe like next Friday we can all hop on there and do some.
I would be so down for that.
Okay,
Yeah, I'd be
let's do
so
that.
down for that.
That'd be fun.
And then next gen news. Your boy got an Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
Finally,
very nice.
Did
right?
you get that Halo one that dropped
No,
today?
all right, so hold on. Okay, so let me just give y'all, for people who are listening, let me give y'all like a little backtrack, right? So I was trying to get a PS5 for a long time. When I was ready to get the PS5, I was on GameStop's website. Guess what? GameStop banned your boy for bot activity. So I was like, you know what? That's some bullshit. Maybe I'm just not meant to have a next-gen console, right? But then started reading some press releases about like Microsoft, what they're doing, and like the new Forza's coming out, you know, Halo's coming out, Game Pass is popping, you know what I mean? Like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and get an Xbox Series X, right? So Walmart had some in stock, but they had them through the Xbox All Access program.
Yeah.
So you know, you had to go through all that rigmarole. I did it. It was great, right? I was happy. I got 2 years of Game Pass on top of my Series X. Great, cool. I'm out here, perfect. Today, goddammit, they started announcing all these special edition Xboxes. Well, they announced the Halo one. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry, not a lot of them, but just one. They announced the Halo special edition Xbox Series X, S, whatever. And then like all these other retailers are getting them in stock all of a sudden, and I'm just like, okay. So I'm paying $868, you know, for Game Pass for 2 years, which I didn't really want, you know what I mean? But it was part of the program, so I said, you know, fuck it, to hell with it. But I was very pissed off today, to be honest with you. I was very angry because I would have got that Halo Series X in a heartbeat, in a heartbeat.
It looks really nice. That controller.
Yeah.
I don't know who would spend $200 on a controller, but it sure looks nice.
Oh,
I'm telling you, I was ready.
Only a fool would do such a thing as pre-order that Halo Elite controller.
Who would spend $200?
Who would do such a thing?
Who would be that irresponsible?
Wait a minute.
Surely not someone on this podcast.
No.
But yeah. So anyway, I get my Series X next week,
You're pointing at
Wednesday.
Patric to me, but so I'm guessing that's actually Johnny.
It was me.
Yeah,
I was the idiot.
Johnny, I might do it too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm gonna sell my current Elite controller to help offset
They're
the
gonna
cost.
kill that
There you
poor
go.
woman.
You know what? Uncle Jack takes care of me. He pays me well.
I feel like I was just talking to Johnny about something. And he's like, I can't afford it.
I didn't have to pay for it today. It doesn't. I don't get charged for it till it ships.
Yeah, that's future Johnny's problem.
Johnny's
Fuck
like
that
come home
guy.
with a new car wrapped in fucking Cortana, and Missy's be like, "What's this? It's Halo." Had to do it.
Oh, can I just have like a short aside to tell you guys about a very sad story?
Oh no.
I mean, it's not sad. It's hilarious, but it's sad.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
bad sad. I met up with my parents over this last weekend. They were coming through town. We got food real quick, and my mom was telling me about. She was saying, what's the Amazon lady called? Cersei. And I'm like, you're mixing. I don't, Mom. Okay, all right. You're getting. Hang on here. Okay, so it's a virtual. They're called virtual assistants. She's like, yeah, like the Sibby. Like, no, Mom. That's Siri. That's Apple's, and like Amazon's is Alexa. And she's like, oh, okay. And there are other ones. Like Google's got one. What's Google's lady called? I'm like, well, Google doesn't have a lady. You just say, hey Google, and then that'll figure it out from there. Microsoft has one. It's called Cortana. I was like, that's a dumb name. Where'd that come from? Like, it came from a video game, but nobody knows it really came from a video game because the people who are using Cortana are not the people who
There's
play the video
dozens of them
game.
that do not know.
It was just painful.
It came from a video game, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Halo lore friends, but didn't Cortana go crazy?
She did. She went rampant.
She went rampant. Okay, and that's who Microsoft decided to name their AI after. Okay, see, Microsoft, this is why y'all losing all the time. Okay,
They should have just called it Skynet, right? Like,
right, exactly. You might as well call it
basically
fucking
what they did.
Skynet.
Ever
Yeah.
happened there.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all, I don't know.
So Patrick, when do you actually get this Xbox?
Next Wednesday, I will be live for my
Oh, yeah.
Xbox Series X with 2 years of Game Pass. I'm gonna be out here in these digital streets playing
play 12
Xbox on
All
my
the way
iPhone.
through.
Yes, I'm playing. What game did you say?
12 minutes. 12 minutes.
12
endurance
minutes?
time.
Yeah, I'm not doing that probably. Sounds pretty bad. So I'm probably going to stay away from that game. I don't know. We will see what happens. I don't know. But anyway, yes, next Wednesday I will be live from my Xbox.
Oh,
Cannot
yeah.
wait.
All right, Johnny.
And that's all I got.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
Well, I already talked about Tales of Arise in 12 minutes. The only other thing I put a significant amount of time into is that new Ghost of Tsushima director's cut. And Johnny got credits on the game.
Really?
So good job, Johnny. Yeah, I had like 3 hours left of the main story.
You never finished it. Got it.
All it took was buying the game again to
No.
beat
I did that before the director's cut came out. But I dropped the $30 to get the DLC and the PS5 version. And I've been playing a bunch of that this past week. And it's, if you were like Bobby and you did not enjoy that game when you played it, there's nothing in here that is going to change your mind. It is more of that game, but it looks so good. Like, it already looked really good before, but this is just blowing me away. Like, so many beautiful, like I spent so much time in photo mode in that game. And I got some new armor, and like that game's all about decking out Jin and cool masks and headbands and different armor, and upgrading that to increase your stats and whatnot. So it's more of that game. It's on a different island against a different Mongol leader, and it has some more mystical elements to it because Jin is drugged in the very beginning of it, and so he has all these hallucinations making him question himself. And the island is a place that his father went and built this fortress, and the people were opposed to the samurai, so he can't wear his clan armor because if people recognize him for being a Sakai, they will kill him on sight, basically, because they do not like his father. So it's a lot of back and forth between I'm not here to fight you, I'm here to help you against these Mongols, because if the Mongols conquer this island, then they come to my island. I'm liking that a whole bunch. I love that game. I might like it more now than I did last year. But I think if you played that last year, you have a pretty good idea of whether or not this would tickle your fancy. But if you haven't played this game, I would say it's worth picking up. I feel like if you like open world, combat's good, the weapons are fun. So
deep analysis from Johnny Emerson.
I don't want to spend too much time on it because I talked about it a bunch last year.
Let me ask you all a quick question. I know that we are getting ready to go into the Gamescom portion. Do we want to touch on the other new stuff or go right into Gamescom?
I want to rant about the Fortnite stuff for a second. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so Fortnite, as we know, I don't want to say stole. It borrowed a lot of ideas from another very popular battle royale at the time called PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Is the original Fortnite where you are building against zombies, like making a fort, is that in there at all anymore? Can anyone
I'm
play it?
sure you can play it.
If you can find the physical disc for this game, it's on that.
Didn't they rebrand that to like Save the World, Fortnite Save the World?
Yeah. They presented this game at WWDC in 2015, I think.
I think that this is their second major. I mean, they've done a lot of bullshit, but like what Chase is talking about, going from the horde zombie building survival to
a very average game, and putting out this free version of what was a $30.
That build survival game is basically just like the Call of Duty Zombies mode. So like even that part was heavily borrowed from something else.
I heard,
and they're like, what if we did this battle royale instead?
Yeah, and then hey, Among Us is really popular.
That's what I've heard.
Let's make one of those, and let's be so lazy that we don't even change the name of the imposter to something else. It's just called Imposter. And why don't the people have uniform color outfits that they wear? And it's just I heard it described a different way, or this way on another podcast, the Nextlander podcast. Someone said that they are creatively bankrupt, and I think that is the best way to describe this.
Did they really say that? Because I said that in our text thread.
Did you?
Yeah, that was Chase.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I get it. I am just as knowledgeable.
I'm almost positive I heard them say that on the Nextlander podcast.
That's great. I'm glad my opinion is also being reinforced by other smart minds.
But it's true,
careful,
man.
Because Epic will steal that from you.
It's not like the Inner Sloth, the people who make Among Us, are hurting. They're one of the most popular games in the world, but they still are an independent developer. And Epic didn't even reach out to them. And, they were very open about this. Like, hey, we would have loved to collaborate with them. And it's very apparent when Epic collaborates with every other video game company to get characters and other things into
every other company. Yeah. Not just video game company, just
any other popular.
You want to be in Fortnite? You're in Fortnite now.
Yeah. And it's so shitty. And I don't want to say it spits in the eye because it's obvious what they're doing with Apple. Like they don't actually have people's best intentions or best
Yeah, I mean they're looking out for their interests, and
Yeah.
if their interests just happen to help some other people, cool, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not.
I mean, it is cool that they split the profits more heavily towards the developers that publish on.
That's also a money thing. Like, it's like, how can we undercut Steam so people use our?
How can we get more people on our platform? Yeah, it's all about money at the end of the day.
It's just business.
Yeah, if it there's other publishers, which it has, to give more of the cut to the developers, that's great. But it just pisses me off to see stuff like this, because it's not like the Inner Sloth people can do anything about it, like, because they make it just different enough that, like, they can't hire lawyers or anybody to come after them for,
I mean, yeah,
I don't know,
Epic's
copyright
still
infringement
tied
or
up
whatever.
right now with lawyers.
It's just depressing. Like, be a little bit more imaginative, at least. Like, no one has complete ownership of the murder mystery type of game, but maybe do more than just read off of your neighbor's notes for what you decide to put together.
Yeah.
Epic, slimy, epic. All it is.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said about the whole like Apple thing too, it's just weird, right? Because they're coming at Apple saying how, I'm going to say this real quick because I know we got to move on to Gamescom stuff, but it's just like, they're talking about Apple being bullies in the market and, things like that when they just outright copied an indie developer's game, basically, right? Like their whole shtick, right? So it's just like, it's so ironic, and these corporations are always full of shit.
And they're certainly not the first group to do that. Like, other people have also totally just done Among Us in their games as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there has been a modicum of creativity in how they've changed that or modified it in some way to fit with their game. And I think the problem is that this is just whole cloth.
This is coming off as very, very, very tone deaf from Epic right now. Whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, that's that.
Let's talk about Gamescom.
Should we move? Let's talk about Gamescom.
Yeah.
So I watched this essentially twice today, because I listened to the Next Lander guys talk over it, and I listened to Giant Bomb talk over it. So I've seen most of these trailers a couple of times. And I gotta say, there was some pretty good stuff that I was unaware of, or we learned more about today. I don't know what you guys came away most excited about, but shall we run through the list of trailers here? How do we want to handle this, Bobby?
We can do it however. Like, you got a list of them here, and I've got them pulled up in that order. But I can go.
Okay.
If you say like, hey, grab this one, I can. But if you just want to go down our list,
we can go in the order that I have them there. So we finally got to see the long rumored Firaxis or Fireaxis?
Firaxis.
Yeah.
The long rumored Marvel XCOM like game they said they've been working on, and I gotta say, I loved just about everything with how this game looked, except for, I think Ghost Rider looks really dumb.
Well,
yes, he does.
That is a canon Ghost Rider. That's not the same Ghost Rider that you're used to. Doesn't change the fact that he looks like an idiot.
This is my question. You got, like, I guess Bobby's the geek here. I was gonna ask everybody, but it sounds like Bobby's the most geeky. What the fuck is the Midnight Suns? What is going on? Why are these people together?
I don't know what Midnight Suns is. I'm not that far into it.
They made up a whole new character with Marvel for this game that you will be that will be the player character, but they made a whole new superhero for this.
So here's a little bit I do know. Chat, if anyone knows more, just correct this real quick. The villain is named Lilith. She's like a demon or something, and she's extremely powerful. And in order to stop this Lilith character, the Marvel heroes are forced to recruit people who have to deal with the more occult stuff, like that's not Doctor Strange, basically. And they form this group called the Midnight Suns to take on this Lilith character. And for the game, like Johnny said, you play as a brand new character who is actually the daughter or the child of Lilith. And the child is the only person who's been able to stop Lilith before. So that's the general setup of the game.
Sure. Yes, the ongoing fight between Adam and Lilith.
Yeah, I will be playing this the day it comes out. like
Looks
that.
good.
Sign me up.
They did say
if
that
it is truly an XCOM game with just some Marvel characters in there, I'm in.
So,
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Bobby, what were you gonna say?
they are going to have a world premiere soon of the actual gameplay.
Mhm.
I don't know exactly. I can't remember the date off the top of my head that they talked about, but they did, after showing this trailer, interview one of the guys from the development company there, and I think other outlets did confirm that this is going to be and he said, I think a tactic, a strategy tactic game. Like that's what
Yes.
they're building here with this.
But it's not going to be like XCOM. That's the thing they said. Jake Solomon, who was the lead developer of XCOM, and he's also the lead developer of this game. He said that it will be strategy, it will be tactical, but they are not borrowing any elements from XCOM. This will be a brand new tactical concept they're building exclusively for this game. Which,
Cool.
I mean, I'm kind of sad about because I wanted more XCOM in some way, but I trust Jake Solomon and his team to
Well,
deliver.
Patrick, if you want
bring it
more
on.
XCOM, you should visit XCOM Mondays
Hey.
only on
Oh,
twitch.tv/thecasualhour.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think that looks cool. I'm very excited to see what the actual gameplay is for that.
I'm just really glad that it's not Avengers. Like,
Yeah.
it could have very easily just thrown more Avengers in there, and that's not what I wanted. I'm glad they at least got something else in there. I think I probably would have liked if it was just X-Men, but this'll do. This'll work.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's enough X-Men. They could easily do.
There are plenty of X-Men.
Yeah. So after, we also got to see this next game, which I think has been long rumored that this was going to be happening, and that is a Saints Row reboot. I really love Saints Row 3. I thought Saints Row 4 was okay until it wasn't. I just kind of got bored with it.
Yeah.
So this looks like a whole new crew. Johnny Gat is nowhere to be seen, which that's probably definitely for the best. But I was reading a little bit about what the actual game is going to entail, and like something that struck out to me was you can have your own fast food chain that you use to mask your secret drug empire, which where have we heard that before?
Right.
But
it was an interesting trailer because it starts off pretty grounded, and I was waiting because
for the
like,
turn.
Once you know it's Saints Row, you're like, okay, come on, let's.
Come on.
Where's Kanye's power? Like,
where's the dildo?
It's got to show up somewhere, right? And it didn't, but it did have a turn to it. It's a weird a reboot, I guess, but it feels like a not that far of a throw from where Saints Row was. Just like reined back in slightly.
Yeah, because I mean,
maybe that's okay.
Did they
at the end
that it has 4-player? Because I know that the other one had co-op, but did they?
It did.
So this is a 4-player co-op game.
I don't. Did they confirm that, or is that just a strong guess?
That's what I was asking. Like, I think that when I was watching Nextlander talk about it, somebody, like, I think chat said that it was. I don't know for certain. I know that one of the games had like 2-player co-op. But I don't know if this is going to have. They make it seem like it's going to.
That would
have
make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
it'd make a lot of sense with the way they have all these characters doing different kinds of things, and also not having any of the super established characters, so people don't have to fight over who gets to be Johnny Gat versus who has to be
whoever.
Know any of the people's names. It was a little weird to me to see my own gamer tag in there, my own old gamer tag just on the side of a taco truck. That was weird.
Yeah, so there's quote here. Every mission in the game is a co-op mission.
Okay.
I don't see anything about how many, but I mean there was 4 characters, so I assume it's 4-player co-op.
How do you all feel about the style?
It looks like an updated Saints Row.
Yeah.
I mean, it has, big Saints Row energy, I would say.
Yeah. No, I think this game will be a ton of fun. I could see Microsoft licking their chops to try and get it on Game Pass or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that was cool. This next one is for Johnny. We finally got a date for Halo Infinite. And despite it not launching with co-op campaign and Forge, we're still going to get that multiplayer mode and the campaign, which that'll come out December 8th. Campaign will cost money. also be on Game Pass. The multiplayer will be free to play. We got a cool multiplayer trailer with this woman narrating.
What was
and,
the multiplayer part of it? Like, I saw nothing that was
she
multiplayer.
is the person. Like the whole thing with the multiplayer is it's training.
Okay.
It's simulates because in the test flight you were playing at Sergeant Johnson base against other
Okay,
Spartans.
Sure. All right.
So she's training these new Spartans, and that's where the multiplayer is. So that's
Got it.
yeah.
All right.
So
fair enough.
she was rescued by some Spartan 3s, became a Spartan 4.
Did you say what date yet, or did you just say we got a date?
December 8th.
Okay.
So
Johnny, what's a Spartan 4? I know what a Spartan 3 is.
Spartan 4 is when they weren't children. It's when they were older and they became Spartans. That was starting in Halo 4.
Okay. Because two is Master Chief. Spartan
Yeah.
2, Spartan 1's
Spartan
all
2,
died. Spartan 2's Master Chief and his crew.
Yeah.
3's were like lesser.
Buck.
Yeah. Like they were normal humans that like they weren't supersized like the Spartan 2s were. They didn't have the problems of that. But I didn't know what was different about 4.
That was it. They got turned into Spartans when they were grown. They weren't raised. They weren't child soldiers.
I need to read more books.
Less maybe more morally compromised, I guess.
Yeah, less.
Yeah.
So we got this game with a date. We also got some new hardware, as we mentioned earlier. There's the new Series X Xbox, as well as an Elite 2 controller, both Halo themed, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I think the game looks cool. At this point, I will say, and I'm not trying to shit on anything, I'm a little nervous for the game being pushed back that far into the year. I also saw a report that there have been discussions of another delay for Halo, and I know that they've trimmed some of the stuff out of it, which is a bummer. It just like everything on this development cycle that we've been hearing, including that first impression where the internet kind of revolted against it, and then they went back and delayed. Like, I'm a little nervous for Halo, and I've been nervous for Halo. I hope it does well.
After playing that test flight, I'm not worried.
You know what they should? I'm sorry, John. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
You know what they should do? If anything, they should. Mr. Armchair Game Developer over here. They should just put all their resources into the multiplayer, make sure that's solid, and delay the campaign for like another year or so. The
work that they've been doing on the campaign is why I assume Forge and the co-op part of the campaign isn't launching with the rest of the game, because they brought Joseph or Jason Staten back on, and he had them rework like a good chunk of that campaign, story-wise, and also just Outlook. People didn't like how it looked last year. Yeah. So I think that is why that stuff isn't shipping. But like I said, I was extremely nervous about this until I got to play it during that first test flight, and it feels good. And that's like, as long as the shooting feels good, then everything else will fall into place. Yeah, so that's Halo.
What's after Halo?
We got a look at TMNT Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, yeah.
This looks cool.
This looks
still looks
really
fine.
cool.
Still looks good.
Yeah. April O'Neil will be a playable character. That was the big thing that they announced today. And I think that this looks like a lot of fun.
2022,
I like
right?
the old...
Next year?
I think they said next year, yeah. I'm worried this is going to be a game that I like to look at and I don't like to play. Very much in the same vein as like the Scott Pilgrim fighting or brawler game, which is awesome, is very cool. It just it's at the end of the day, like, how much can you do with these side-scrolling brawlers?
Yeah.
I mean, that to be fair though, Streets of Rage 4 sounds like that was a pretty big success. I know Patrick really enjoyed that.
Slaps.
So it's not like people can't make those games today, but I just have a feeling like I'm gonna love this until I play it, and then I'm probably.
I'm personally tired of seeing these like 16-bit graphic throwback games. That's my
tired. Oh,
yeah.
Get out of
that's
here,
me.
man.
That's just me.
Get off.
I mean, like if they're gonna do a side scroller type game, do it like Streets of Rage, update the art style, make it more modern, but I have a whole rant about nostalgia and stuff I'm not gonna go on right now. But yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We also got to see some more of the Far Cry 6 story. Got lots of Giancarlo Esposito, which is always a good thing. That man is not afraid of being typecast. He embraces whatever evil bastard he's playing.
Oh, didn't you hear him talk to Keeley? He's not evil, Johnny. He just has a different point of view.
He gets so into it. I love Giancarlo Esposito. He's an amazing actor. He just embodies the characters that he portrays.
Mm-hmm.
I'm, after being so disappointed with Far Cry 5, I'm ready to love Far Cry again because I really love 3 and 4. This one looks like it's gonna have lots of stupid, dumb things that you can do in it, which is always the best part about those games is how goofy you can get, especially when you're playing cooperatively with a friend.
That's also kind of always been its problem, right? Is that here is the story that is trying to be serious. Oh, I'm curing cancer, but I'm also oppressing my nation at the same time. And then here's my gun that shoots fireworks. Boom, 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 boom.
Right.
And it is.
I like the story in 3 and 4.
I like them too, but when you do that and have your,
it's the GTA fallacy, right? Like, you have Nico Bellic who's trying to improve himself.
Pretty dumb.
Yeah, true, but you have these contradictions.
You're right.
It has a name, but I can't think of it.
Narrative dissonance.
Yes, thank you. So that looks exciting. I'm excited for that. We got a in-depth. Keeley closed out the show.
9 minutes.
Yep. Keeley closed it out with his BFF Kojima's.
I don't think I've seen a single tweet from Kojima that does not have an immediate reply and response and a heart from Keeley. I don't think I've ever seen it happen.
They're best buds, and I gotta tell you, some of the stuff they're adding here, I might just pay $10 so I can play. I can experience that.
I love Death Stranding. I can't remember what I listed it as in Game of the Year. I know it was
like number 7. No, that was Bobby.
Mine. I think it was like more like 4 or 5. I actually really like that game, and the more I think about it, the more I like it. But I don't want to play that game again. I don't care how much extra shit you added in there, and most of your extra shit. Most of the extra shit is. Yeah, but that's the problem. It's smoothing over the interesting challenge of the game, which was getting from place to place, and now it's like, oh, you have a jetpack. Oh, you can just ramp off of shit. You don't have to worry about anything. You get a buddy who just walk. The buddies were in there before, but now the buddies, you don't even have to walk anymore. You can sit on the buddy and he'll walk for you the whole way. And like this, back in my day, we played Death Stranding. Death Stranding didn't play us.
We had ladders and mushrooms that you peed on.
It seems fun.
It has a goddamn catapult.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
it's
take that Age of Empires. Here's the real trebuchet. It looks ridiculous, and you can tap on the baby's glass as you're all listening to music together. I don't know. The dungeon that new facilities that they mentioned, the new missions where you're going in and they feel more like fights. Those look cool. And if those are like some kind of VR mission, also it seems like there's VR missions in there too, which are separate from what I'm talking about, but those are also there. That might be kind of cool because, like Metal Gear, there was a way you played Death Stranding where you didn't want to murder a bunch of people, and if they give you, okay, well here's the deal, it's virtual, so you can kill all the people you want, you can use all the cool items that we have available to you. Then I'd be like, okay, I kind of want to give that a shot, but I don't want to play all of Death Stranding again.
You don't have to. Long. Just load up your save.
Often bad.
Yeah.
I love it, but it's often bad.
It is one of the most astounding video games I've ever played.
Oh my god.
We also finally got a date for Horizon Forbidden West. It is coming out February 18th, 2022. Take all the time you need to make this game.
What a useless trailer this was. I mean, it wasn't a trailer. It was a Gamescom segment that for some reason got put on YouTube like it was a trailer. And it was nothing.
And
it
like,
was
hey guys.
just, hey guys, I'm in a dark room and I'm just here to tell you that the game's coming out. Also, the other game's getting slightly better.
Yeah. So
Bye.
I did.
Here's one image. Remember when we showed off this image like 5 months ago? It
still looks really good. It looks so good.
It looks fine. It looks yes, it'll be good. It's just what was this?
I'm so excited, and I'm gonna play through that Frozen Wilds DLC. Now that it's finished for
Johnny texted me today. Hey, did you ever play the Frozen the DLC for?
That is a not unreasonable question because it came out a good time after the main game came out.
I borrowed Johnny's copy of Horizon Zero Dawn, and even I played the Frozen DLC. I bought DLC for a game
the attach rate for DLC after a game has come out. It's very low.
Johnny,
Johnny can't even beat the main game
statistically,
and we're trying to tell him to beat a DLC too.
I beat the main game.
I have told you time and time again. I've been made fun of on this show time and time again for making the statement I did about this game being where it is on my list. And you're going to ask me, did you play the DLC for one of your favorite games?
I love this game as much as you do.
I
love BioShock. I never played Minerva's Den.
Well,
you don't.
Apparently you don't love BioShock.
I'm just saying, not most people don't buy the DLC.
Johnny, get better.
That's just
be
a
better.
fact. That is a fact. So statistically, you were more likely to have not played it. So suck on that.
Moving on.
Nerd boy. Most people don't have video game podcasts.
That's true.
Although that's changing every day.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know.
Nowadays, you walk down the street and you can throw a brick and you hit 3 people with a video game podcast.
That's true. Okay, so after that, we got to look at COD Vanguard. That's Call of Duty. It's in World War II.
It's not though. That trailer is very much not Call of Duty in that it is a lot of sneaking around. It is a lot of not bombastic stuff. It is pretty reserved and it tries to be really realistic. But at the end of the day, it does become Call of Duty.
It's
you start shooting people, and then you go, "Oh wait, this is Call of Duty."
This is the thing that they always do. Nobody gives a shit about the campaign. All people care about is multiplayer.
Stop doing this. We just had somebody falsely say this about Halo, and I think it's also false about Call of Duty.
I think more people care about the Halo campaign than they do about Call of Duty campaign.
I agree with that.
To clarify my statement, I wasn't saying delay it because no one cares about it. I was saying delay it to get it right.
They already did that.
Do it again,
Patric hates the Halo campaign as much as he hates the Switch.
No, that is not true.
2 things Patrick hates.
He hates these Switches.
And Master Chief.
I want the Halo campaign. I just want it to be good. So I say focus on multiplayer, get that out the door since it's free. Hype it. Okay, I'm done. All right, go ahead.
I say this as someone who entirely and just make a campaign game.
Yeah, I say this as someone who always plays the campaign in Call of Duty. Most people never touch it; they just jump right into multiplayer.
Yeah, most people are idiots.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you. It's just statistically speaking.
Vanguard's this
Cult
year,
of the
right?
Lamb.
Is it this year?
Oh, of course. You think they're going to have
So
the year they've had? Do you think they're not going to ship Call of Duty?
I'm really
curious. Do we know which one's working on it?
They got to pay for those lawyers, man.
Which developer's on this one?
Sledgehammer.
I'm really curious to see what happens with, by December when Halo drops, because Battlefield 2042. Now you've got Vanguard and then Halo. There's a lot of competing priorities when it comes to multiplayer space outside of BR.
I mean, Halo has the fact that its multiplayer is free to play. It's a big advantage.
Yeah, but Call of Duty has Warzone.
Warzone is free, but the actual new Call of Duty shit is going to be $60, and then same with Battlefield. So, Cult of the Lamb is another game that we got to look at. Did you guys watch the trailer for this?
I did.
It's kind of cute and spooky.
Devolver.
Yeah.
Right?
It's Devolver Digital Joint.
I think the Devolver part's the only part that made me interested. It seems like a lot of other kinds of games. Like
Like
it
the-
seems like Don't Starve. It seems like almost like a
my.
Stardew Valley, maybe. Like was some stuff of people chopping trees and planting forests and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Oh,
like
yeah?
there is some like cozy grove style, hey, we're building a village over here, but also it's all death cult shit and
Yeah.
cute animals murdering other cute animals.
So it's like Hot Fuzz, but Stardew Valley. So it's this.
Wow. This is looking. I see what you're saying
Look.
now.
Yeah,
Holy-
and it's got like a Cartoon Network style show look to it. Like it's doing something interesting.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's for
Visually, yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah, I don't know either.
Is that this
Yeah.
year?
So that was.
I don't know if they
Is
gave
it?
a date on that one. I don't remember.
I like the way it looks. I'm curious about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they don't have a date at the end of this trailer.
Okay.
And
Talk
then
about
we also-
China.
China.
China's
I mean,
making shit these
you mean
days.
DokeV? DokeV?
Okay,
Is that how you
Doke.
say it?
This is a game. Here, okay, tell me if you heard this
Wow,
before.
great start.
This is a video game. This is a game where you battle and collect monsters,
Okay.
and that looks like there's a skateboard.
It feels
So
like
I-
they threw every game into a video game.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like this game has Pokemon in it. This game
It has
has
Breath of the
Monster
Wild
Hunter in it.
glider.
It has Breath of the Wild. Hey, here's a glider. It has Tony Hawk. Here's a skateboard. Do some extreme stunts around town. Here's a bunch of fashion shit that you can do. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. I mean,
It
it's,
looks cool.
Yeah, this looks cool as shit.
I don't know what the hell's happening. I don't
Me
like
either.
nothing. The
I'm more
Pokemon like
confused.
creatures barely show up in this at all, and there is no explanation for them. Although we've gotten a trailer for this before, right? We've gotten something about this before that showed off more of the monsters, right?
No, you're thinking of the one that had the guns. I was like-
Am I?
You're thinking, yeah, like
I
Pokemon.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ!
I like this
Yeah,
a
I think
lot.
you're right.
This looks. I
you're
think
right.
this looks really cool.
It does
I
look
mean-
cool.
My man has a jetpack right now. What or something? He's floating in the air. He's shooting monsters.
You
I'm all about it.
We are getting this I mean China's always been making shit. Like
Right.
there's the joke that everything's made in China. But
but
it-
as far as
like,
video
there-
games are concerned,
there is a like video games and even like
He's-
anime. They call it something different when it's made by people from China, but like they're getting into Pat, we're seeing it, Patrick. It's nuts.
It looks so
Um,
good.
But there is something, and I think like Genshin Impact is a big reason why. But you're getting these Chinese companies that are putting out things that aren't just mobile games anymore, that aren't just mobile gacha games, and they're really interesting. And it seems like they are learning from other games and game developers and making
yeah,
something that is
Yeah.
is kind of their own. And I think a lot of that has to do with just the Chinese influences in here. Like, yeah, there's a panda with boxing gloves in this because China.
of course.
But I think there are also a lot of touches that feel very Chinese without feeling very traditionally Chinese, if that makes any sense. Like it feels like a modern China, which is not something we get very
Sure.
often in the States.
This is
No,
not
I-
Dynasty Warriors.
No, I.
This is not Dynasty
Is this
Warriors,
this
yes.
year too? I keep asking that. Is this one going to be this year?
I do not see a date for this.
I mean, it looks.
I really want this game.
Yeah. Just looks
seems
so
cool.
cool.
It just says upcoming.
But I have to ask the question: like, is this going to be another Genshin Impact? Is this going to be getting rolls for? Am I having to pull for
Sure.
all these
I hope
Pokemon
so.
style things?
Oh,
I hope.
You
so.
hope so? You want that?
I'm joking. Yeah, no.
Okay.
this was first revealed in 2019 in November, so almost 2 years ago. I wonder when it's coming out.
It's gorgeous though. Does look good.
Very cool looking.
What's next?
Age of Empires 4.
Come on.
Do any of you guys? So I played a little bit of the remaster of 2 or 3. Whenever I first built my computer.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Like I was never an AoE guy. Were any of you ever into these games coming
When I
when
was a
you were growing
kid.
up?
When I was a kid, yeah.
Okay. I mean, you're gonna have Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that Xbox comes with Game Pass Ultimate, which means you also get it on the PC, which means you get access to this game.
Yep.
So I mean, it looks like a strategy game.
You can fight as you can play as monks now.
Oh, cool.
I
Oh,
see,
really?
or some shit like that. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Convert and fight with warrior monks. Let's go.
That's cool. That's cool as hell. And I think I hope this game is good because I know there's a lot of people who really, really love those old games. They mean a lot to them.
Yeah.
And they've waited a long, long time for a sequel. And I think that they deserve to get a good Age of Empires game. And that comes out on the 28th of October this year.
Nice.
And that'll be Game Pass. That'll be on Steam.
I got the next one pulled up for you.
Okay. That is Saifu or Sifu?
I think it's Sifu.
This is from the Absolver developers. Which
sense.
Bobby, did you play it too, Chase?
I checked out
Absolver?
Absolver.
Yeah, I know that we played it. It was a fighting game like this, where you had very deliberate combat that you would do, and this looks like the next iteration of that idea. Lots of long hallways, lots of fighting dudes with cool kung fu, karate type of moves. Yeah.
It gives me, when I was watching this, it gave me like, hey, this is Batman combat, but this is like Batman combat on speed, like on another level. Like there is a flow and a intensity and a quickness to this combat, but it does look a lot like you are magnetizing from person to person in a similar way that like the old Batman combat felt like. Yeah, which isn't bad. Like that's kind of exciting.
Totally. Yeah, I'm curious about this one.
Yeah, this next one may be my game of the show from today.
Yeah.
And that is Midnight Fight Express. This is made by one guy in Poland, I believe. And it just has a look and a style to it that I think looks really fucking cool. It's another fighting game. We didn't glean a whole lot from how the game will actually play when you're in control of it, but it has a lot of cool animations and different scenarios that look like a lot of fun.
Yeah, this does look
I don't know. What do you guys think? I got kind of it doesn't look like it's turn-based like fights in tight spaces, but that same, like fixed look at this room that you're going to be fighting in. And you have to figure out, like, there's one part where a guy in a horse hat walks into an elevator and it shows him just stomping the shit out of people.
Oh my God.
So
yeah, I thought of it as more like a Hades, where like it is an isometric fighting kind of game, arena battler kind of thing. It looks weird. It looks weird and interesting, and I'd actually be kind of interested in playing it.
Same.
Yeah.
Same
here.
Yeah.
Finally, Chase, thank you for adding this. By
the way, it's like I saw Bobby in the chat. No, Donghua is the name for anime made by people in China. Like, anime is Japanese animation. Donghua is Chinese animation. So it's not that game is based on an anime. That is what they call their version of anime.
Got it.
Yeah.
Bobby, explain Donghua.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chase, you wanna take the reins on this last one here?
Sure. Yeah. This one I didn't actually watch the show. I just watched some of the trailers and saw that they showed off some more stuff for Jet Far Shore, and that's a game that I've been excited for as soon as we saw it. I think it was at like a state of play earlier. Maybe the same state of play that the Forbidden West was shown at. But this is by one of the co-creators of Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery, one of the Super Brothers. and that's enough for me to go, oh, that's a thing I need to play,
Yeah.
because that game was, for being such a long time ago, that
Yeah.
was a game that was really important to me. Like one of the first games that made me go, oh, video games on this iOS thing might actually be something.
Yeah.
And they have continued to be. I just like the way this looks. Like, this is giving me No Man's Sky vibes, but the kind of No Man's Sky that I want, where it's a little bit more pulled back. It's a little bit more about just flowing smoothly over these worlds. It seems like it's more about colonization and like finding a new home for humanity, or finding just a new home in general. But these people are jetting around these places and looking for, or learning about the landscape, the flora and the fauna, and if
Yeah.
people were there before. I just think it has like a really cool look to it. I like the more sepia toned feeling that you're getting everywhere.
It's got a tone
It
for
just
sure.
yeah, it seems really, really cool. I'm into this. They did give a date for this. It's October 8th, I believe.
Of this
So
year.
that's coming out pretty soon.
October 5th.
Yep. 5th, even better.
Mhm.
Even sooner.
Cool.
Interesting.
Thing.
And that's coming
It looks great.
to PS5, PS4, and the Epic Game Store.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Patrick can't play it. Sorry, Patrick.
Well, Johnny, thank you for putting all that together for us tonight. It was great to recap that. Let's head
Yeah.
over and wrap this up and say our goodbyes here at the Casual Hour this week.
Oh, but I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
wanted to know how many copies of Outriders were sold.
No,
We don't know.
does
So would people can fly.
That's
Um,
unfortunate.
Patrick, it was great having you on tonight. It was wonderful to have
Thanks
your
for having
face here with us and talk through some of those cool things. I'm glad you got an Xbox. It was really cool to go through Gamescom stuff and have that time set aside. Let's break down what we're going to be doing for the rest of the week and what we've been doing here at the Casual Hour. Then we'll hear a little bit from all of you. So far this week, we kicked off something really fun on Monday night. We broke away from XCOM Mondays and we did a one-time, maybe more, look at Monster Train, which is a game that you can see an even deeper look at tomorrow morning on our YouTube channel, where we'll post a quick look for that game. But Monster Train is something that just came to the Switch. We did it on our Casual Mondays, but you can follow along with those every Monday at 10:30 p.m. Central right here on Twitch. Tonight, we told you all about those cool games coming from Gamescom, and we teased a little bit about Destiny, which with all of us except for Patrick are going to be getting together on Friday night to check out more of that Season of the Lost on Destiny 2. So please stick around for that and have a good time with us. It'll be great. And youtube.com/casual hour tomorrow, or as the time you're listening to this, just go to youtube.com/casual hour and check out our quick look for Monster Train, a game that we have become pretty excited about. If you wanted an easier way to do that, you can also just go to thecasualhour.com. You can see all of our latest and greatest videos and links all in one spot. That's an easy way to do it. Chase, let's go to you next.
Okay.
What have you been up to? What do you do? Where can people find you?
Sure. I got a couple irons in the fire. One is Gamers on the Go, which is a podcast I do about handheld video games. And having no news on a new episode there still, but the newest one is the one that I did with Bobby on Pokemon X and Y. You can find that at gamersonthego.com. And then I am also still playing through Super Robot Wars X. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, but that tunnel is still relatively far away. But yeah, still plugging away at that. I think I announced this before, but once it hits September, I'm going to start going to 3 times a week for that instead of the 2 times a week that I do now. So those episodes come out every Wednesday and Saturday right now. And once it hits September, it'll be every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And you can find those, like, just search Chasey K Plays on YouTube or at Chasey K Plays on Twitter, and I'll give updates on when those go out. But that's been good. I'm looking forward to being done with that and playing the next game, because I've got some pretty exciting ideas for what to play next.
Oh yeah. Patrick,
Yeah.
you do a lot of things besides hang out with us.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell the fine folks out there on the internet what you do and where they can find it?
Yeah, so your boy makes music, and you can find all of my stuff. All of my social media is at pbrown_the_aeon, AEON. You can find all my music through all of my socials. I just released a new song, I think 2 weeks ago. I forgot already. Like 2 weeks ago, about me and my friends playing Dungeons and Dragons. So if that is your fancy and you want to hear somebody rap about some Dungeons and Dragons references, please, I
Goblin
implore
energy.
you, give me yes, yes,
Good ass
give your boy some spins. Tell your friends if you want me to come rap at your Dungeons and Dragons party. Let your boy know. You can book me. Johnny's my manager. Just hit him up. We'll get it
Yep.
cracking.
Manager slash my wife, who knows nothing about Dungeons and Dragons, listen to the song. So
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, shout out to Misty.
The only problem with having Johnny as your manager, though, is that's how he's getting that money for his Xbox controller.
Oh, that's fine. It's
Hey,
that's
There's a
totally
link
fine.
to
He is
the
my fee.
Spotify track for Patric there in chat. Follow that, give it a spin, and he also has right there on the credits. You can see his @handle, and we'll get him a proper little shout out here as well.
Yeah.
Now I hear that Spotify was made not to make artists music, though, or not to make artists money. So maybe give Patrick money in a different way.
Yeah. If you want, all good. Whatever. You know what? I'll just take the attention right now. You know what I mean? So yeah. So after that, new song coming in a few weeks. The songs will be coming on a regular basis. I also stream on Twitch. I stream a lot of Destiny. I stream a lot of Overwatch as well. So you can come check me out on my Twitch channel. I stream about 3. I try to stream 4 days a week, but it'll probably be more like 3. So yeah.
And we don't have a lot of your music here on the actual stream. Would love to change that. But the intro to our podcast, that song, that's made by Patric, and he does a really great job with that. So that is where our theme music comes from. And if you're listening to this podcast, go to the show notes, and there's a big thing at the bottom that says music, and you can follow all along with Patric right there from the show notes.
Thank you.
Johnny.
Yep.
God, you're ugly.
Yep.
What's going on with you? And
What's your point?
What's going on with you and your son Jude? What are y'all playing?
We started watching Infinity War tonight.
Oh my!
Is he ready for that? Man, that's good. That gets dark.
No, he wasn't. But he was trying to get me to watch one of the newer Disney Plus shows. I was like, "Look, man, we haven't even finished the main MCU thing. Tell you what, we've watched most of these other movies leading up to Infinity War. Let's just start Infinity War."
Like, you can't watch What If unless you saw the thing that was the What If before the What If,
Yes,
right?
and I tried explaining that to him, and he was like, "Okay, fine." And so we started that, and that movie is a lot of fun. 'Cause I haven't seen it either, because I got real burnt out on the Marvel movies, and I missed the last 10, I think. So there's a lot that I haven't experienced either, and so getting to experience those for the first time with him actually makes me not regret that choice at all.
Yeah.
Because
Did you guys watch that Spider-Man trailer?
Yeah.
we did.
It was the best piece of Willem Dafoe content that I saw this week.
Wish I could say the same. Kidding.
Yeah, I'm real excited for that. Spider-Man is both of our favorite superhero. So real excited for that. I'm gonna definitely
Well, good try, Johnny.
Damn it.
You know what? He was done anyway.
Yeah, he was done. It's been a ton of fun. You did freeze up again, yes. Damn it, yeah. Well, for you, not for us. So that was our show. We had a great time.
See, Preston, this is why nobody can be nice to Johnny.
Yeah, this is why
Why no one will ever afford it.
I just like that Johnny's typing as he's got that stupid look on his face.
So good. So good.
Bobby, end this podcast. End our suffering.
All right, everybody, please be kind to one another. Take care of yourselves. Be safe, and come and hang out with us Friday night here on the Casual Hour. We'll be playing Destiny 2. Take care.